Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Attuning Your Ascension, our beautiful global community event here in April of 2025. I am so glad that you are here. I'm really tickled with delight and also honored that you are giving this slice of your time, of your presence, contributing to our beautiful community of light here, tuning in. It really means a lot to me. I know we all go in many directions. So thank you for being here. Welcome also to all of you who are on the replay, tuning in at another eternal now moment to join in this beautiful circle of light. You are included. We feel you here, and we're all welcome together. So glad to be going. Wow, what a time we are in. Yes. It's been just extraordinary for me. I know I'm not unique in that. We all are in all kinds of fluxes and transitions. I'm going to talk all about that, give you some information, some energy, and some navigational tools to help you along the path today. My intention is that you go away with something really valuable and helpful. I'm going to begin by just a little bit of housekeeping. If you have other applications running on your device, just take a minute to close those out, closing out other windows. It'll give you a clearer stream with our connection. It'll also focus your attention in a singular way, always a good thing. I invite you also to manage your own energy field. We're in a collective room together. Most of us here are highly sensitive and attuned beings and individuals. So you may feel things as they move from the energy that we work with. Just be clear that you are in your lane and that everybody else's stuff is not your stuff, and you don't need to contend with it or field it or take it on in any way. And so you set that intention, and I find it really helps as we go through the time together. Also want you to know that this is not a replacement for your regular medical care, anything that you need to address in that arena. That would be up to you and your primary healthcare practitioner. So please always consult where needed before proceeding in any direction. That's up for you to manage as well. Oh my goodness, let's see. There's a there's there's a lot happening here. I'm just like, whew, there's so much happening. So my name is Christine, and I have the honor of being your guide today. Thank you again for being here. I work as an intuitive guide, as an energy channel, as a spiritual teacher, as a healer, as a sound alchemist, all of those things. So I love getting into understanding and illuminating what's going on inside of us and in the world energetically, spiritually. It really gets me excited. One of my gifts is to tune in intuitively to you and your highest self, to allow that information to inform what wants to come through today, to allow that to be something that can be received here and then either addressed energetically in the pieces we do or with information. So it's very much a collective effort, and everyone here, whether live or on the replay, is participating in what we're creating today. So again, thank you for that. I honor you, and I see you, and I am grateful for you. Thank you. So here's what we'll be doing today, and it'll last about an hour. People are always needing to know that so their little brains can set down the little timer that goes inside wondering what's happening and for how long. So that's my intention, is about an hour. I'll be giving you what I often call an energy update. I might today call it an ascension update. I know that word for some of you is like old hat and you've heard it a ton, and for some of the rest of you it may be like, I don't even know what that means. And even if we do think we know what it means, every single one of us has a different definition and idea of that. So for me, that word and that update energetically has to do with becoming more of the light that we are, moving more into living our divine truth and love, and allowing anything that is lesser, limiting, or outmoded to simply dissolve and fall away. And that's why we use that word ascension. It feels like a raising of vibration. And how often have we heard, raise your vibration? The thing is, what we're in right now is a time of extreme fluxes of up and down of energy waves. And it does not always feel upward, does it? So I'd like to dispel the confusion around the idea that ascension just means constantly feeling better and better and better and better, meaning feeling emotionally, physically, mentally, all of that energetically. There is a trajectory going on, and I tell you what, it is happening, and it is happening for you, and it is happening for the planet, and it is happening for the cosmos, and we are in that wave. There's no not being in it. The difference is only, are we in it consciously, meaning working with it, or are we in it unconsciously, meaning maybe getting our butts kicked by it? That's really the difference that we're talking about. These waves are happening. So we'll be talking about the energy update. I will share some energy with you through my capacity as an energy channel to bring through whatever might be needed and most helpful. And my intention is to really help clear your minds today, to clear out the mind muddle, the mind niggles, the things that are actually the distractions from your path, not meaning just what you're thinking about, but what's in you that keeps you from being more aligned and attuned to your ascension path. So we'll do that today. So we'll get the update, bring in some energy, and then I'm going to share one of my guiding principles and essential practices with you of navigating these times. And also, with your permission, I would love to share with you about another opportunity where if you're interested in going deeper, you can. So of course, this is 100% free and totally valuable. What I want is if I never see or speak to you again, which that would be rather actually kind of sad. However, if this is it for us, or if this is it for this topic for us, I want you to go away with what you need from this today in whatever way that serves you. So that's my intention as well. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing. I'd like to take a moment now to center in together. So allowing yourself to just notice you, your presence, your body, your heart, whatever you feel like noticing about you. Brilliant you, magnificent you, divine light you. Just notice. And as you do that, doesn't it feel good to tune into what you are? I call on the infinite light to guide us, to inform our time together, to be present and palpable in our minds and bodies. I call on the love that we are to unite us in the sacred circle of being together. And I call forward the gifts that each of you bring, that they may be made clearly manifest for you and in your life now and across all time, space, planes, and dimensions, for the magnificent benefit of you, those you love, and the world. Take a deep breath together. That amazing, unifying feature that we share, our breath. And so it is. This is my prayer, my intention, and my knowing. And if at any time you need to move, you need to stretch, you need to do whatever you need to do, please do that always. Yeah, your life is precious. I'm so happy to be here with you too, Sheila. I just popped over to the chat. Happy to be here with all of you. All right, loves, let's just dive into this, yeah? It's pretty juicy. Okay, so knowing that everybody's version of an energy update will be their version. What I always bring to these is what I see from the people that I work with and those that I'm connected with, whether that's professionally, personally, all of that. So that would include all my clients and all my colleagues and all my connections and acquaintances and all kinds of things. And what I tend to do is I notice patterns. I notice that I hear certain things a lot. And I'll hear like literally the same phrases or people recounting certain experiences. I was like, oh, somebody else just told me about like literally the parallel version of that. So, and of course, if you've been looking at things I've been sharing, I've been writing a lot. I've shared some of this already. So, what I'm noticing is that I hear a lot of people saying they go through these periods that can come on quite suddenly and without any kind of announcement or reason, that they are just absolutely exhausted and laid flat. Anybody had any of that lately? I'm like, yeah, there's a few of us out there. Yeah, and not that that's new for a human body, but what people are describing is it's a different experience. It's like a I can't do anything. I just can't do anything. And so I want to speak into that one first. And this came up a little bit earlier in the week too in another event. There's a difference between stillness, like being laid out, you can't do anything, you just have to lie there. There's a difference between stillness and dwelling in the still point. One is primarily physical and mental, and the other is like a spiritual, energetic reality. So just feel that difference for a minute and then consider for yourself, is it possible that when you are laid out and can't do anything, you are being invited to access your still point? Now just take that information in for a moment with a breath and just see if that resonates or not, because it may and it may not. For me, it's been a really helpful perspective. Because as humans, we often feel like, but I'm not doing anything, or I want to accomplish this, or I'm not on track, or I'm not my normal self, or what's wrong here, or am I sick, or like that thing I shared about, am I dying? I've heard that from so many people. Is this what it's like when you're getting ready to leave your body? So what if, yes, something in you maybe is dying, but what if it's not what you think? What if an old way is dying? I tell you what it is. I mean, I'm telling you, it is. There's like no way it's not. And I don't mean this just in the, oh, I'm going through a new phase or I'm letting that chapter close. That's happening all the time, right? Life, the only constant is change. I'm talking about a different level here. And this is what's different. This is why the old ways of grounding, centering, navigating aren't really working, because they're not really the same as the other kind of things that we just have been experiencing. So what I'm seeing here with this, one of the main things I'm seeing, it's very interesting to me. And you hear a lot about ascension and moving into 5D earth and into our fifth dimensional hearts and living as the divine light and love that we are. And all I can say to all of that is yes. Okay. And what does that mean then specifically for you and your body and your life? Because I tell you what, it gets very particular and it's really disorienting. That's another piece that's come in is, well, my mind is just not working right. It's kind of muddled. I've heard a lot about the mind muddle. And the mind muddle comes and goes, doesn't it? It's not like a constant. And it's not like the normal, again, like what used to be normal rhythms of, yeah, some days I'm kind of sharp and other days I'm less so. No, it's like suddenly I'm like, wow, my brain's not really functioning normally at all. Huh. What's going on? Does this mean I'm getting dementia and dying? Again, it's like the mind goes all these ways. Like, what is this? And what are we doing? We're trying to put it in a frame of reference of what we've known. And we actually can't do that anymore because we're not ever going back to what we've known. We're not going back to where we've been. We're not going back to our previous reference points ever. If we're on this path, if this is what we're saying yes to, and actually, if we're not saying yes, then we're really just doing it, like I said in the beginning, unconsciously and with a lot of like getting slammed against the rocks in the rapids instead of just flowing down the stream on top on your boogie board and going, man, this is wild. That's the difference. So anybody here interested or willing to do this consciously instead of unconsciously? You know, that's the difference. We're talking, let's do it. Yes. Okay, that's me. That's my jam. That's so if you're one of those people, you're probably in the right place today. Oh, good. All right. So um that is just a piece of what's happening about around this full stop that's been happening to people. Um yeah, like when you just don't feel like yourself, what self is that? And are you ever going to go back to being that self? I don't think so. So then what are we going to do? New way. Okay. Another one is there's so much old stuff coming up. And like, I thought I was done with this. Okay. As you become more light, as you live more as the center of the truth and the radiance and the love that you are, whatever has not been met by that presence will come up to be met by it. That is not a bad thing. It's been waiting lifetimes for you to embody the consciousness that you are now so that it can be met by that love. Like, why would anything want to miss that chance? And the human mind says, God, this stuff just keeps coming up and I thought I was done. Instead of like, oh my God, there you, like here's another approach. There you are. Oh, yes, I welcome you too. Because there's a really big space of love here. And it has enough room for everything. What doesn't want to be met by the love that you are now? Okay, it's different than before, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So there's that one. Oh yeah, and then there's lots of really unhappy, edgy people in the world. Oh really? Lots of conflict, lots of polarity, lots of unreasonable behavior and attitudes, lots of digging in even deeper to positioning and rightness. Yeah. Okay. Our task in that is to become so clear within ourselves, so steady in our own light, that that actually is no thing. It's no thing. We have a wholly new relationship with it, and we are less affected by it. Now, why are we affected by it so much? That's pointing us to that thing I was just talking about, the pieces in us that are still asking to be met in love. If it's getting, really triggered, if it's getting really fired up, it's because it's in line for the love that you are. You, your part, whatever is in you. Because as that really dissolves, dematerializes, creates more space. And notice that there's energy working with all of us right now. It's already happening, Yes, we're not to the transmission yet, but everything's a transmission in this event, so welcome. As you become more spacious and more open, clear, you just don't lose sight of what you are, then that other stuff, while not pleasant, actually is no thing. There's just no thing. It's sort of like if you are a farmer. Well, that means you're going to be, or, like you have animals. You're going to be cleaning out the stall. I have a cat. I clean out the litter box. There's never not going to be poop in the litter box, but it's really not a thing. Is it pleasant? No. But is it a thing? No. Okay, that's how the rest of the world's stuff will become too. It's like, oh, you're just shoveling out the stalls because that's what you do. You take a shower after you work out because you smell. Okay. It's not like, it doesn't throw you off. It doesn't like yank your energy field. You're so clear, like, well, that's just what's here in this dimension. Okay. Whether that's the grumpy person or the edgy person or the unreasonable person or whatever it is, or the thoughts inside your own head, that also gets cleaned. Okay, so that's a little bit about that. All right, so let's move into a few factors at play. Like, why is it like this right now? Like, what the heck? Why so much? Really? Okay, so yeah, there's a lot. And there are so many factors at play. It's almost never one thing. And so that's part of what we'll just be given an overview of today. Like, well, you could check this, you could check that, you could check this, you could check that. And then in the beautiful series that I'll be doing starting on May 1st, then if you want to go like, well, how do I actually deal with that? How do I embody that particular beautiful light frequency? How do I navigate when I feel like I can't find my light and nothing makes sense and everything I try doesn't work? We're going to get into all of that in detail and in, 7 weeks of stuff later. But today I want to give you the overview. So many of you know about this and probably lots of you don't. Okay, so how many of you were aware that Zoom went down globally yesterday? The whole thing went down. Okay. I don't follow the news. I saw the only reason I found out about it was because was because I follow this space weather report that I get a daily update on. And he said, what was so interesting when Zoom went down globally, that was exactly the moment that this solar storm energy hit our planet. Okay, we know about that. We know that the solar storms can affect electronics, knock out the grid, do things to satellites, etc. We know that. And there's a lot of solar activity going on. Well, a lot of people don't know that because of changes in the Earth's magnetic field, those emissions coming from our star are affecting the planet much more powerfully. This is science. It's all documented. It's all measured. This isn't an opinion of Christine's energy update. This is science. So what that means is everything that comes from our star in terms of plasma filament emissions and CMEs and X-class flares and all the stuff is having a much greater impact on the Earth's atmosphere, the Earth itself, and us. We are electromagnetic beings. That's the challenging part, because some of you may know when some of those big storms come in, you're like, I can't do anything. And you may have already put those two things together, and that's one of the factors at play. And so that's something that you can work with. You can know that, all right? Lots of people notice they feel like the sun, like when they're out in the bright sun, it seems brighter, it seems stronger. Guess what? It is actually because of these same reasons. The good news is this same energy is actually here to assist your ascension, to activate your light body, to help you become more light. It's in the energetics of it. Everything's working together for our good. If we don't know that, or we don't know how to work with it, it actually just feels discombobulating and kind of difficult. But if we can work with it, then we have a different approach. Okay, so that's one factor going on. Another factor is simply the acceleration of ascension itself, because it's the nature of things that it doesn't move along at just one steady pace. As these changes are happening planetarily and in our solar system, we're mirroring it with our own consciousness. Have any of you noticed that? Like that your manifestation maybe is like almost instant a lot of the time? And you're like, whoa, that used to take a little bit. Or even your clearing of something, you're like, I used to have to spend 2 weeks on that. And now it's like, 2 minutes. I mean, and again, it's going to be different for everybody, but this acceleration has shown up a lot for a lot of people. So that means you're going through more rapid shifts and dissolutions. That's part of why the old ways of doing things aren't working the same way. Your body is probably having a lot of changes, like what it needs in the moment and what it doesn't. And again, I've been sharing a bit about this, but when you're like, I just don't want any food, or I just want to eat, I need to eat all these things that I don't normally eat. Or I didn't used to be sensitive to that, but now I am. Or I used to be sensitive to that, and now I'm not. And it may actually just be different day to day. That's the change that I'm seeing. These fluctuations aren't like, I'm not eating gluten for the last however many years. It's like, I need to not eat gluten today, or I need to do this now. It is moment by moment. It's more like this spiral unfolding. It's pretty intense, okay? And then there's this other factor that's really going on in a big way, which is part of why we feel so weird. Moving from the 3-4D paradigm into the 5D, say, and beyond, actually. Many of us are like dabbling in many dimensions at once. And again, everybody has different ideas of what the dimensions mean. Well, it really does mean a shift from the primary focus of linear space-time continuum to radial time, a radiance of time, a spherical radial time. And I'm going to get into more of that in our series. But if you're a person who just wants to go and check that out, or go look at it, or whatever, or think about it, or just download whatever that means for you, there you go. Okay. Another thing going on. And this you all know, mostly I think you just all know about. As the old structures and paradigms are crumbling and shifting, there's so much tension because there's so much just like, hunkering down and gonna not let that happen. There's a lot of tension. And part of what that tension creates is conflict in the astral plane. And the astral plane is the dimension of your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings. In other words, where information is. Is it any wonder that there's like information wars and what's misinformation and what's true? That's where this tension is bearing out. And that is not where you will find your pathway and your solution to a centered, radiant, loving space. Just that's not where it will happen, but that's where you're having a lot of tension. And so in that, part of the reason it's so tense is because the mind really wants to know, right? And it's like, okay, and if this is what's happening with ascension and with these dimensional shifts and with the fluxes, then what do I do? And give me the thing. And then the mind's like, okay, there's my rule, like my rules of operation, and that's what I'm going to do. And it's like, okay, good, I got it. We can't do it that way anymore. But we're all used to doing it that way. But it honestly just doesn't work. It just doesn't. I keep doing it. I keep like laughing at myself. I'm like, okay, so actually what I found is that this and this and this is a helpful thing and this is not. So I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to do this. And then the like next morning comes and none of that applies anymore. It's like, you're doing this. I was like, that is on my not doing list. Not anymore. It's just like, I'm just like, what do I do with all this? Okay. So that's part of what happens in radial time as well. It is no longer linear. And it means you're willing to even go against your own rules in order to follow your deepest knowing. Okay, just take a breath with that for a minute. You're willing to go against your own rules and everything that you actually believe, there we are in the astral plane, believe to be true. It's good to do this. It's bad to do this. I should do this. I shouldn't do that. You're willing to go against that to follow your deepest knowing, okay? And in this way, I would suggest to you that we're pretty much like babies. We are not very good at this yet. We're most of us are newbies. Yes, we're used to being intuitive and getting nudges and da-da-da, but this is a whole new level, isn't it? Like it's really different. So it reminds me of like babies, like, when they're just figuring the thing out and they go to like touch their nose because they have a little itch and they miss because they can't even coordinate it yet. So when my son, Michael, when he committed suicide and died and had no heartbeat or respiration and then was resuscitated, but was brain dead and then was in the coma and then lived and then came out of the coma, all these things, and he wasn't supposed to have any functioning and he wasn't supposed to wake up from the coma. And he was blessedly one of those miracle stories because it was clearly his soul contract. That was his path. Well, when he now he's recovering, right, in ICU and there all this stuff, and he has to learn to do everything. He can't even sit up. He's like a baby in a 17-year-old body. His brain started over. And I watched him one day try to scratch his nose and miss. I was like, oh my God, it's just like a baby. And he had to wear his diapers and he had to learn to walk. So basically, in 2 weeks' time, he went through all the phases that a baby might go through in a year. Okay, that's kind of what it's like for us right now. Yes, we're pretty young and fresh at this thing that we're moving into, but we're moving through it quickly. And it's happening. And we will get there rather rapidly, I see. So let's be with that flow. Let's go with that flow rather than against it. And it's interesting because he wasn't the same. He didn't go back to being who he was before. He's a different person. His personality shifted, his body shifted, all kinds of things shifted. We're not going to be the same either. All right? Okay. And the way of this, really, it's all about harmony, balance, and union in the end. It's like mind, heart, newness, creating our own way, our own path to find balance, our own way to be in harmony. By the way, did you know you can be in harmony without being in agreement with others, with the world, or even with your own thoughts? You can be in harmony without being in agreement. Radial time, different dimensional realities. So for me, it is impossible at this point to try to learn everything and figure it out and get all the information and see what's true and anything like that. Ever more important is to navigate so deeply by the knowing, and that is quite fluid. It is not the knowing of your mind, and it's not what you knew yesterday. And it's not what you'll know tomorrow, but it's definitely not navigating by the patterns that our mind sets from what we have known before. Okay, so I'm going to pause there. Whew. That was like it just came barreling out, yeah? All right, so we're going to move into some energy. Now, again, the way this works for me, I always have an idea. Christine has an idea of what it's going to be and what we're going to do and what that will be. And then we see what happens. And so my job, of course, is always to tune into you, the group as a whole, your highest selves, the most benevolent light and love that we are, and to allow that to inform what energy coming through will be most helpful for us in this moment. And then I just work as a vehicle that delivers it. I'm just a delivery vehicle, a highly tuned one. Granted, I've been working on it for a while, but I'm a delivery vehicle. Okay, this isn't personal for me. This has nothing to do with this person. It's what comes through this person. So let me just pause and listen deeply. Okay. Yes. So yes, there's the clutter of the mind, but actually what's primary for what I'm picking up for with our collective intention is a heaviness of heart right now. I feel a lot of heaviness of heart. And so I'm going to start with that and we'll see where else that may or may not want to go. That feels actually like what it is. I feel like the information that came is going to help you, and that came through will help you set down many of the snags of your mind, because you can actually be with them in a different way now. Yeah. You can, once you get a new perspective, you have new options. And they're usually more peaceful and more spacious. That's what we're going for here. So seeing all of this, perhaps your mind can relax about, am I dying? Or when will I ever feel like myself again, my small self? When will I ever go back to that other small self that I used to be? And you can say, oh, I wonder what magnificence comes next and how divinely attuned I can be to it. Let me find out. So we'll work with the heart space first then, and maybe primarily, I don't know. Some of this may be spoken. Some of it may have other sounds. My body often delivers a lot of the energy through the hands. Yeah, we'll see. So it's whatever wants to come through for us. Infinite light for each of us here, for all those that we love, across all time, space, planes, dimensions, now, forever, and always, past, present, and future. We ask that you lift the burdens from our hearts. Completely and totally infinite light. Completely and totally. we've been disappointed, where we've disappointed others, where the world has disappointed us. Help us all to release this burden, all others to release this burden. Calling on the infinite field of the divine heart to radiate clearly and purely through each of our bodies, minds, and beings. Yes. Through all of our lineages, all of our ancestors, all of our families and relations, past, present, and future, all lifetimes and timelines, releasing the burdens of the heart, forgiving all others forgiving us, forgiving ourselves. Yes, please and thank you. Infinite light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. That our hearts can be light, that we can be encouraged and hopeful and bright, and vitalized and energized. That this light flows through the body, through every cell, every plane and body, as we enlighten. And now for the minds, clearing the thoughts that have weighed us down, that have added burdens to the heart. Yes, yes, yes. Dissolving, dissolving, dissolving the thoughts that have added the burdens to the heart, letting them become light. Light, 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 so light. And dissolving into space, dissipating on the holy wind. Lightning, 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 letting the mind become spacious and clear. Good. Through the fullness of radial time, all time, space, planes, dimensions, all lifetime and timelines, with blessing and love. And so it is. Good. Just move your bodies a little bit, just maybe a little shaking, wiggling, breathing, stretching, whatever is asked for there. Just really tune in. Ooh, is there anything you need to kind of shake off? Is there anything that asks to be breathed in? Is there anything that asks to be let go even more deeply? And I invite you in this moment, if you're available to it, to just put a word or a small phrase into the chat of how you are in this moment. What do you notice? How are you? Yeah, just tune into yourself, to what wants to be voiced, for it to take root even more deeply in you. Cleared. Wonderful. Yeah. And it'll be different. Everybody will be different. Yeah. It's a deal. Yeah. Yeah, right? It is a deal. Yeah. Lighter, more space. Yeah. And for this is, remember, this speaking, this is for you. Magnificence, opening, good. And then if it's something that you're interested in, fresh, spacious, say yes to it and say yes, and I'll go that way and I'll have more of that. Quietness, nice little buzzing in my body, connection, limitless expansion, releasing on all levels. Sovereign, beautiful, allowing, allowance, nice, yes, yes, harmonized, relief and calm. Okay, this is what you are, free of your interference. What you're talking about, enlightened warmth in my heart, love. This is what you be, one aspect of the divine that you be, that is more akin to your true nature. Yeah, beautiful, grateful, peacefulness. Ah, isn't it wonderful to feel what we are? Good. Thank you. Thank you. And this is for you. There's one that says, I am. Yeah. These are your words of affirmation. Make a note of this word. Make a note that you choose this, that you say yes to this, that this is within you, that this is yours, that this is embodied in you in this moment. It's your present reality and experience. And say yes to it. And thank you. Yes, and thank you. Beautiful sadness, perhaps moving through and processing. Yes, it doesn't always feel good, does it? Oh my God. And we're like, haven't I had enough of the sadness? And sometimes there's more to go. And how deeply can we love the sadness? It's so welcome here. Yeah, it's so welcome here. It's divine. All is divine. Cracked open, releasing the burdens of the heart, relief. Yeah, there you go. Cracked open. And what if sometimes what we feel when those things move through is because we feel and honor them as they move on out? I definitely smell Joey's stuff when I scoop it. That's when I smell it the most, as I'm clearing it out, as it's going out the door. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you all for sharing your present moment reality. Thank you. I want to just pause here and honor this sacred experience in community, in a community that honors and respects and loves each other and allows everyone their experience and also lets it be their own. Everybody has their own without having anybody else's. And to acknowledge the depth of the perfection of every piece of energy and experience that moves through us in this now moment. Releasing ancestral shadow energies that are not mine. Absolutely. Yeah, we worked that one too. There's always a lot that goes on when I'm not talking to I will very specifically target things that meaning address, love, bring supportive energy to, that I see in our group. And so I'm always doing that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, I want to just sit in this a bit more. It doesn't want to be rushed through. And then just ask your being and yourself and your heart, is there anything else that it's showing you now in this now moment? Just asking, make note of that for yourself. If there's any notes to be made or anything deeper to receive, any intention to add to it, any way that you want to partner intentionally with this place that you're in right now, with what you've noticed, what you've released, what you've opened into, what you feel, what you're aware of. You may say, I want to behold this so deeply and so clearly. You may say, I'm ready to let this go completely. You may say, I am. All is divine. Beautiful. Okay. Yes. I love targeting the energies too. And really, you guys show me that. I just stay available and I'll watch it really. And then I'll work with it intentionally. I'll partner with it. But you show it to me, it comes in on your behalf. Yeah, like we had a just like a little piece of it. My beloved friend Ken, who's here, taught me about these particular energies that will target really through the mind and the thoughts, and they would feel like poison darts right into my temple. I had one of those happen again the other day. I haven't had it happen in a long time, and it was sudden, and it's just this thing. But at least I now I know what it is. Anyway, what I saw with a lot of you and in our group for the mind is the really kind of the attack that your minds have been under from a lot of energies, and that came in like a full-on exorcism to clear that out, like just unequivocal. You will not pass. You know, you do not stand. The light is here, and the radiance is so blinding you can't even withstand it. And so that was just one of those things that came through to be targeted that you showed me as we were going along. It was really quite profound. Yeah. Oh God, life is so good. Beautiful. And I love you. Feel free, to if it's helpful to put it in the chat. I love this. I release the fears and shadows of other incarnations. Absolutely. We are so working all of our lifetimes, my friends. You're like, but I don't even have that in me. No, not this time around. What was it? A friend of mine said, and for all the times that we have, judged our enemies and we've had enemies. He goes, and we have in our lifetimes, even if you don't have any now. And I was like, bingo. It's like the energy is in our field and we can address it all at once, especially in radial time. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. I really relate to that. Yeah, the mind's gone to some hard places. Absolutely. It's a thing. That battle's real in the astral plane, my friends. That is full on happening. I am your ally in that one, I tell you. I know. I had to work up to being ready. Whew, that was been intense. Okay, so this is an example of like the energy that we'll share weekly in this class. It will be different every time and it will address and target all kinds of things. This is what we do. It's always dynamic. It's always personal to who we are and what we're doing and what's present in that moment. It's related to the ascension. I'll call them the ascension energies for lack of a better term, because that's always in flux as well. Like our class, I didn't even know this when I said it, but something in me must have. We're beginning on May 1st, and this is just an invitation. This time, and I have more to offer you in this. Of course, I'm going to give you the guiding principle and the essential practice. On May 1st, I learned that Comet Swan, I kid you not, Swan, will be at its whatever it's helio something, I forget what it's called, the closest point to the sun. And this person's interpretation that I was tuned into is that Comet Swan is all about sovereignty, which is our full accountability of the light that we are. I was like, damn, that's good. And that's when we begin. That's when we kick off. Interestingly, in the Mayan calendar, which I have tuned into a lot lately, I find it fascinating. It's just, I'm not even a systems person, but this one just keeps going direct hit, direct hit, direct hit. Today is a seed day. And I was like, yes, it is. So we're seeding all of these things, all of this information so that it can be helpful for you and grow flowers and produce in your mind instead of weeds. We're getting rid of the weeds in your awareness and nurturing the flowers and whatever else you want to grow. I'm a flowers person more than food, but I'm learning about the food. So it's a seeding day, and this is seeding of awareness, it's seeding of energies, and we know what seeds do. They grow. And we're planting very intentionally the seeds when watered, nurtured, given light, all the things. We're planting the seeds for your ascension. That's what this is. That's what this event is. These are planting the seeds. Now, if you want to come and be in my garden club, that's the Ascension Master Series, where we're going to really get into everything that's growing and how you cultivate it and how you deal with when the sun's shining and when the sun's not shining and when it's pouring rain and when it's a drought, energetically speaking. That's what we're going to do moment by moment. And I'm really excited. Okay, so, and it's really fun. There's so much to share and there's so much to learn, actually. Let's see. And it's really about attuning you to your God frequency. Everybody has it. We all have this essential clear light within us. And we want, most of us, anybody in these rooms, wants to live it and wants to live it more powerfully and more beautifully and more lovingly. That's what ascension is to me. And so, like, we'll learn, well, when do I actually need to push through with some discipline? And when do I just totally need to soften and relax? And how do I figure that out? Because if you're any of those shooters out there, you're like, no, I need to do this practice. And you kind of just stand on your arteries, instead of like open into peace. So it's like stomping on them. You're like, I need to figure out how to ascend. It's so funny, which it doesn't always work like that. So we'll get into all those details too. And how to drop into that still point. Yeah. And how to attune more deeply to your rhythm, your knowing. How does this work for you? How to troubleshoot on the hard days, all of that. Because one thing we know is that you can't actually solve the world's problems, can you? You can't even freaking solve the problems of the people you love the most. But we really can't solve the world's problems. We cannot. And we will not be able to, my friends. But what we can do is live a solution of light within ourselves. That we can do. And when we do that, when there's more light in us, there is more light in the world. That's just how it works. And we become change makers from within. And we lighten up in the process. That's what we do. All right, let's get into this principle and practice. It's actually, it's related to the energy that we shared. And then I'll share a bit more for anybody who's interested about the series that's coming up. And you'll know. It's just if you don't know what it is, how would you know if you want it? So I'm going to talk about it. But you'll know if it's for you or not. And that is all perfect. Okay, so I call these things guiding principles because they're just it's a truth that I can return to that can be a constant in this time of great variability. These are just things that are constant. And so there's a different one of these in each class. We'll have a 7-week class, but this one is the light that you are. And this may seem obvious, but I'm telling you, you don't always feel it. The light that you are is always here in full measure. It's like in I Heart Huckabees, how am I not being myself? You can't not be the light that you are. It's always here. The light that is, and your emanation of that is always here, and it's always constant. Now, what we find is that the energies in the cosmos, the sun, the other suns, there's a whole bunch around that too. I don't know where I wrote all that down. It's very interesting. Yeah, there's the primary source rays and which one is active. I've been looking and playing with that a lot. There's other cosmic and planetary beings that like step in to go, we're helping Earth with ascension right now. And they come in their moments that are aligned in the fullness of time. And those are variable as well. It's not like they're not always here, but they come in and they come out. Or I mean, they come more primary. There's what's happening with the planet itself. There's what's happening with other star systems. And then there's just simply what's happening with your body as it navigates all this. So those are all the variables, yeah? But what's constant is the light that you are, and the light that is always here. Okay, so the practice we're going to do with that, we're going to do it right now because I want you to find your way. I'm so passionate about you finding your way. It's not my way. I can point, I can give you ideas. Your way is your way, and it's the very best way, always. Okay, so this is going to be a meditative tool, and I'll explain it, and then we'll just walk through it together. You may find that it starts activating right now. And again, in the class, you'll get a navigation guide each week that'll give you prompts. It'll give you questions for meditation. It'll give you practices to do. It'll give you a principle to work with. And then you just get to, by the end of it, you're going to have this whole huge thing where it's like, oh, this one today. Oh, now that. Oh, I never ever was drawn to that, but now that's the moment for this. And you'll just have this beautiful toolbox of things, but also practice in your body and in your embodiment to do them. We'll do that together. So the practice is attuning to the light. Now that sounds really simple, but it's actually quite interesting. So I'm going to guide you just with a few, again, some inquiry things. The light that we're attuning to today, because there's a lot of light, it comes from all kinds of places. There's the central sun, and there's the sun, and there's the light within you, and there's the light within others, and then there's the light of creation itself, and there's the dark light, and there's all this light. There's so much light. We're going to attune to the light that's at the center of the radiance that you are. You. And we'll be asking, well, what's the quality of that light? And you may have like, oh, it feels like this color, or it kind of has this feel, or it has, it'll be a quality. It'll be different. And then that center of the light of you, here, let me just go slower and let's do it now. Okay, so what we're doing is attuning to the light that is at the center point of the radiance that you are. Take a breath. And ask yourself, first of all, where do you feel that? Everybody will be different. This is you, and it's perfect, and it's for you, and it's where your power is. So where do you feel it? And what's the quality of it? What do you notice about the center point of that radiance? And does it have a voice, or a color, or a temperature? Do you notice it may not be within you, it may be around you. You may feel it like a bubble. You may feel it like a stream. So I mentioned the radiance, but you may feel it differently. You may feel it in every cell. It may not be in a single point. It may be everywhere, this radiance. It may be more like a sound. So notice, however you perceive it, however it speaks or be present to you, just notice it and give it your full attention. And if the mind wanders, just use one of these questions to prompt you. Where is this light? Where do I find it? In me, around me? One point, many points? What's its quality? Let me put whatever it means to put my attention at the center point of it. Let me do that now. Here we go with some sound. As you put your awareness in the center, now allow that awareness to grow and radiate. Attune to it. Attune your frequency. Just have the intention. I attune my frequency to the center of the light that I am. What do I know of you today? And what do you know of me? Just keep it very simple. Let your awareness show you. Beautiful. And now just breathe that attunement. Any place in your body, in your life, that you would like to send this radiance of light, that you would like to emanate. You can intend that. You can direct that. You can partner with that beautiful attunement to the light that you are. Beautiful. Yeah. And then simply say, thank you. I love you. When you're complete. Beautiful, yes? How long did that take? And did that make any difference between what your reality is now and what it was however many few minutes ago? Beautiful, deep, profound love and acceptance. I love that. I say yes to that for you. Yeah, we can be so intentional and partner with what's here, the light that's here. And there's more and more and more and more in us and around us all the time. I love you too. The expanded, attuned light is here. Yes. Yeah, and feel it now as our community together, as we be that together. Change makers from within, yeah? Beautiful. Thank you. Limitless, unending, and extraordinary. Isn't that true, what you are? Yes. And what that light is? It is extraordinary. It's truly extraordinary what is here. It's a very different narrative, isn't it, than the main event playing on the airwaves? Yeah. Very different. And it's real. And it's strong. I feel more infused with the light that I am. I am. Yes. Beautiful. I do too. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. I'm going to intentionally close our energetic portal now. May the doors and gates and paths between the worlds be closed to those that we wish to do us or any that we love harm, and so it is. And all the energy that we have activated, shared, embodied stays with us in full measure and continues. And that other portal is closed. The doors and gates and pathways. Yes. I always like to put this at the end, particularly in my group practices. It's very helpful. Light attracts a lot of things, by the way. And you are a lot of light. So that's a good thing. Okay, so if anybody's interested, I'm happy to, I'm going to share a little more about this beautiful, profound thing that I've been birthing for about 6 weeks. I have special bonuses of up to $300 and up to $200 of incentives. I was like, this series is so powerful and so good. I mean, it's going to help me so much. I know it's going to help the entire world. I don't say that with any ego. I just know that it is, because it's really all about being what we are and actually being able to actualize that into our experience. And I see what's coming through and how profoundly it's coming through. We start on Comet Swan Day on May 1st, and we finish on the summer solstice, the day of the most light in the Northern Hemisphere. It's powerful. And every single day that I'm teaching in the Mayan calendar is a heart portal day. I'm pretty excited about that too. That just happened. I hadn't even been tracking that, but thanks to resources coming my way, I am now. So it's this series, 7 weeks, as I said. If you are one of the first 10 people to sign up, because I want you to be motivated and I want to gift you. I'm gifting you. You get the $300 bonus package. This is so funny. I can't even hardly take myself seriously doing this part, but I have to give you this information because if you don't know, you don't know. So here we go. It includes an energy gem package where you get an individual remote transmission, personal to you, not a group transmission. You can submit a request to be addressed. And then you get an energy report and a personally channeled message. I will tune in to channel a message for you and I will deliver all that to you. That's $111 value. You get the Essential Guidance Workshop, because guidance and the fine attunement of deep soul listening is essential for navigating these times that we're in. So you get that. And it comes with a sound alchemy and a manual. It's this PDF that gives you everything you need to know. I went back to it the other day. I was like, God, this is so good. I have to remember all these things. And you get a coupon for a free sound alchemy from my store. That's the first 10 people. And then if you just simply join by the early bird with time, which is April 22nd, we're on the 17th right now. So 5 days, whatever that is. Yeah, ish. You get numbers 2 and 3. So you get that workshop with the PDF and with the sound alchemy and with the free other sound alchemy. And you get all of that $200 in bonuses just for saving money and buying by the early bird. Yeah. And so what's in this thing? What do you get? And I'm going to put the link. I should have had that ready. I shall put it ready now. I'll find it. Give me just a second. If you want to go and you're like, I'm in, then you should know where to go. So let me just give you that. It's right on my homepage. It's called the Ascension Master Series, but I'm going to give you the link in the chat so you'll have it. Here it comes. This is where another person would have been like such a good idea for me. Okay, here it is. So if that's for you and you know, go for it. So what you're going to get in this, again, it's a 7-week thing. And you're going to get each of the master classes where you're going to learn about current ascension energies from all those pathways that I talked about. We'll be getting into the things with the 7 rays. We'll be getting into what's going on with the sun, what's going on with Sirius, other suns, other planets, comets, electromagnetic field, Earth, and just the cosmic energies of masters and other beings that are assisting us, all of that will all be weaving in just in the information that you get and how to work with it. Now, the thing is, it was a little tricky to actually kind of plan this out because it's going to be, I need to attune to what's happening in the moment to bring you that energy and that information as best I can. I have a general outline that will be subject to change, okay? But because it's meant to be current, real time, the most assistance that it can offer. Then I'm going to create each week, again, tuning into you, tuning into what's still asking to be cleared. Is it something with your body? Is it stuff with your minds? Is it stuff with your emotions? Is it stuff with the collective? Is it things with other lifetimes? Is it things with planetary events? And it'll address these things energetically in the sound. And so it will be both specific to what we're dealing with then, but it'll also be practical because it's a sound alchemy meditation with energy that you can return to over and over and over to assist you on the journey. Sound, as you know, circumvents the mind, drops your mind into brainwave states that are more meditative, like theta and delta, and it helps you have greater stem cell generation and greater cellular regeneration. In other words, it lets your body do what it knows how to do, which is heal and be in balance and harmony and peace. And so it makes everything faster and easier. So that'll be in there. And then each week you'll get a downloadable guide that'll have the teachings from that week, like summarized so that you can, if you're a written person, you'll have it right there. You want to go, oh, I want to work on that part, or that feels really helpful to me. They'll have the essential practices, the guiding principles, the prompts for the journaling and discovery and illuminating questions and all that kind of stuff. All right. As well as troubleshooting tips, depending on what we're up against, because we're up against stuff. We just are. And then there's an option. Okay, so there's the series, and you can add in, if you want, early bird or not, what's called the Ascension Accelerator transmissions. There's 21 of them. I'm going to do them on these 7 weeks. Classes are on Thursdays. There are recordings for all of it. You'll have them in your account, like at my website. They'll all be housed in one place where you can just go find all of them. Everything will be there, all the guides, all the everything. And so the Ascension Accelerator transmissions are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of each week. And they're group transmissions. I will do one for everybody, but you can send in individual requests that you would like addressed in that. So the difference between that and that energy gem package, if you're one of the first 10, is the energy gem package is just for you. Nobody else is in that bundle. This is, you can write in hey, Christine, can you include this in the transmission? And you can do that any of those days and it can show up, whenever. And then I'll add that intention and your request into the group transmission. So if you're interested in just like going a little faster and easier, this is a great option. The early bird price, the series price is $297, but the early bird is $247 through April 22. And the transmissions are 77, but early bird is 50. So you can get the whole thing with the transmissions for 297 if you do the early bird. All right. And then I told you what else is in there. And does anybody have any questions? That was a lot of information. You can find it all on the site in detail, and you can just, I just invite you, as always, follow your vibrational yes or no, and or whatever else you feel. Yeah, and just check it out if it's for you. You'll have the recordings forever. You can go at your own pace if you need to. If you can't be there live, no problem. I also, if you have a question about something and you're like, I can't be there live, but I wanted to ask this, we will have a time for questions in the class. You can write that in so you can still get your question addressed. Yeah. And we will, each class also will have, there will always be an dedicated energetic component for whatever we're teaching, working with, activating, embodying. That will always be in there. And it will segue into a group light meditation every week, so that as we live more the light that we are, there's more light for the whole planet. So it does have a focus on being the change maker from within, not because anything needs to be any different, but because we choose this. We choose light, and we choose a greater benevolence and love and peace for humanity and the planet. At least I do. So I feel like you're with me in this. All right, I have a new message. Yes, okay. So how long is each session? They will be an hour and a half, I'm guessing. That's the usual thing. Yeah. Okay, so I can just put this here. Here is the breakdown, and it's on the web page, but here's the breakdown of all that price information. What the cost is, what the early bird price is, what what the bonuses are. And then the information about what you get, that's all on that page, the link I put above. And I'll be sending you an email with all of this so you can look it over. Yeah, you can feel into it, see if it is aligned for you, for your part of the path. If this is the time for that, then here it is. And if not, then not. And that will be perfectly clear and good for all of us. Good. Any other questions? I love you guys. Was that a hand raised? You can feel free to raise your hand if you want to unmute. No, that was just moving around. Okay, awesome. Oh my gosh, look at you all. You're amazing. Okay, so let me see, and if any other questions come in. So let's see. Somebody has a question about, the special for the first 10 is that first bonus, which includes the energy gem package, the essential guidance video workshop, and an extra sound alchemy. The other bonus is just for the early bird. It just doesn't have that individual energy gem package, but it's the same things. How do you create an account? Let's see. There's a little button at the top of my page that says my account. And I'm guessing I should probably go there and see if I know how to do that. If I can be helpful about that. Or I can assist you after the call's done. I might be able to just, we can just chat about that, and that might be helpful too. We'll see what we can do. Sometimes when you go to check out, it will automatically create an account for you, and you'll be like, I'm not creating an account, but it will take your first and last name, or last and first, and put a little dot between them, and then you're like, I didn't know I have an account. What's my username? I can help you with that, or my assistant Renee can too. She's like expert at all these tech things. She's the best one. So, but I know there's this sort of like time crunch. If you're a person, you're like, I was trying to buy it the minute you were speaking about it, and I didn't, because you want to, just reach out to me and we'll make it right for you. Okay, we can work outside the rules if we need to, and outside of time and all this stuff. Oh my God, I like our new 5D reality, even though it's really weird. Yes, let's see, the transmissions. Are they live? Great question. No, they're going to be remote. And it actually came in today that I need to do them like the same time each day for you guys, so that if you want to be a person who tunes into those in the time-space continuum, you can do that. They will absolutely reach you and address everything fully outside of time. I do this all the time. And yet sometimes the effect is more potent, just like when the difference between talking to a friend on the phone and actually going out to dinner with them person to person and hugging their body. Sometimes it's like that with the energy. If you just know when the time is and you put your attention on it, then that activates it in a new way. So because you've asked that question, and because it came in just before I got on the call with you, I was like, I think I need to do these at a time they know they can tune into. I will do that. Yeah. And the transmissions are not recordings. They are, so here's how those work. These are great questions. I sit down because I do this work a lot, like with my private coaching clients, the people I work with that, like in months at a time, really, each week. I give them daily transmissions. I sit down, I tune in to their being, to their information. This is what I'll be doing with the group. And then I allow that energy to come through. What I do for my clients is I send them a report about that transmission. I did that in Into the Light. If any of you did that series with me, we did it that way. And actually I'm happy to do that too. I'm happy to. It wouldn't be difficult to send for those transmission a group written report that you just get an email each day of here's the information is what it is. It's sort of like the words that accompanies the energy. A lot of times in the energy transmissions, I'm watching things. I'm like, oh. And then like the group, the person, whatever, it shows me this over here. Oh, this being has come in, or this energy, or, some days it'll be like, oh, Metatron showed up to give you blah, blah, blah. Or, well, such and such came through. And sometimes it's really helpful for our minds to know that information. And I'm happy to do that. It feels like that would probably, enliven your experience of those, to have an interaction with it. It's a great question. Yes to the transmission reports. Okay, you're in. We got it. We're getting like very specific and good. Excellent. Okay, and for the one who has it in the cart, I would just suggest you can actually just go ahead and try to check out, and I bet it'll work. And if it says you need to create an account, I hope it gives you a prompt. And if not, you can go to the My Account button. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to get Renee on it because she'll know. Any other questions? Okay. Oh, thank you all. I love you too. Now we're in this beautiful like gratitude radiance bubble together of just sending each other a lot of love and gratitude. I do this for you. I honor each of you so beautifully, so completely, so gratefully for being on this journey and saying yes to all that you are. You're courageous. You're a way shower. You're a way shower. I know this about every single one of you. You're a way shower and a leader. You're a light leader. No matter what you're doing in your life, this is what you are. I see it. So thank you for that. And thank you for being here and contributing your light to the circle and your beautiful energy and love and heart. I appreciate that too. And do reach out. What's the total process for the first 10? We watch who books first, and then you get tagged a certain way and you get a certain email that gives you all your bonuses. That's how it works. You're so welcome. Thanks for all the questions. Feel free. Oh, the price? Yeah. It's the same price. There's no additional price for being one of the first 10. You just said yes right away because you knew. That's all. It's the same as the early bird price. Wonderful. I love your questions. Feel free to email me at, it'll get to me, either me or Renee, at support@christinelaria.com if you have questions. And she and I field that together, and we can take care of any issues, pretty much. Well, I mean, I can't really like fix things like if your teenage daughter's having a bad day, but we can take care of issues related to this. All right, loves. Okay, here's another one. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. And I'll get back to that little message that just came in for sure. Awesome. Appreciate you all. Oh, I love you so much. Thank you again. And your replay email will go out with all the info by sometime tomorrow. And I love you very much. Mwah. See you soon.